Hey everybody, welcome back to our little mountain life. My name is Don, and today's video is all about the gable lights on our new pole barn house. We weren't really planning on doing these exterior lights this soon in the build process. I know we've been building for a long time. In fact, a year ago today, the contractors finished our concrete floor. However, in order to do the things inside the house that we're doing right now, which is finishing the fiberglass insulation, we needed to make sure every single last electrical wire was run where it needed to go. And me being a rookie home builder, I don't know how many times I've said rookie home builder during this build series, but me being a rookie home builder, I realized that I didn't have the wires run for these lights. And I figured if I'm running the wires, I might as well install the lights too. However, the lights weren't as straightforward as I'd hoped they'd be, which again is the case for any of my projects on this home. Straightforward is not the name of the game.
So normally when you do an exterior light, you have a place to recess a junction box on the inside of the siding or whatever the material is on the outside of the house. But in our case, the lights were mounted directly opposite of the large posts that were part of the framing. So I had to drill a long hole at an angle through the post itself. And obviously by doing that, I made it so that I could still conceal the wiring. That will all be closed in eventually. But if I didn't do that, the hole in the wires would be coming through the opposite side of the post on the inside of the house. And then I would have to find some fancy way to conceal that. And that's not practical at all. So that hole at an angle allows me to run the Romex cable right through it and connect it to the run of wires that I have. You can see me pushing it through the house there. So it's not your typical light installation, but as always, I try to make it work the best I can. So I just did the same process, drilling through all the posts on the gable end, running the wire through it, eventually running the wires to the dimmer switch on the other end of the living room so we can dim the lights from the inside.
So in order to mount our outside exterior lights to the side of our house, you do have to have that junction box there. It's code and it keeps you safe from fire and all that good stuff. So I have to actually extend out from the house to fit the light on. I went to Lowe's and I actually found these. These are not for lights. These are the bottom for a post, for a decorative post like on a deck or a porch. So I'm going to spray paint these black, and these should work really well for our application on our black house.
I guess you could say that spray painting things black is a very common theme for our house build. A lot of things don't come in the black color that you need, and you just got to paint it, I guess. So I'm putting the whole apparatus together. You've got this outside part that's kind of decorative, and that will cover the actual mounting block, which will mount to the junction box, which then mounts to the exterior light fixture. So a lot of custom little jerry-rigging, as they call it, and again, not so straightforward, but a lot of thinking through the problems and just trying to come up with my own way of getting it done so that we can just move on to the next project. See me here just knocking through that junction box, and so we can run the wires through it after we get it mounted onto the side of the house. And here we are back to the house with the wires run through, and just double checking my alignment, making sure everything lines up, is aesthetically pleasing and spaced out correctly. You know, you're gonna look at it for the rest of the time you're in the house. You gotta make sure it's right. And getting some silicone sealant there in the holes and around the perimeter edge of the mounting system there to make sure that it's nice and watertight. You don't want any water getting in there for sure with it being electrical. And just making the electrical connections, you know, pigtailing everything together and making sure it's all lined up. And then the light bulbs, these are LED light bulbs that are dimmable. They are 5000K lights for nice brightness. After all the complicated assembly of the actual base for the light, putting the light on was really quite simple. And it has a little tension adjustment screw so that you can slip it on and adjust it with a little Allen wrench, and that will tighten it down really nice and tight. And then again, I would just add more silicone after the fact to make sure it's all watertight and ready to stay outside and keep a good electrical connection and light up the outside of our house really nice.
We really appreciate you guys watching. We've got a lot more coming up with our home build because we're back in action inside the house. Our goal is to finish the insulation in just a couple weeks so we can have our next inspection finally and move forward with closing in the walls with some shiplap. So make sure you stick around for the next videos coming up in the build series, as well as all of our homestead related videos. We appreciate you guys watching, and we'll see you on that next video. Thanks for checking out our little mountain life.
Well, I hope you're having fun.